Hello, and thank you for coming to my channel, Magic Meets Masculinity. My name is Richard. So the topic of today's video is going to be love spells and if they can help men. It's no secret that men are facing an epidemic of loneliness. You've seen it even on the news. Red Pill guys have been talking about it for a while. CNN's finally acknowledging it. Now, that's not just to say that women are not, experiencing this as well. They definitely are. But the fact of the matter is that I'm definitely focusing on men for the moment for this. So I just want to get that out of the way. I mean, there's a wide variety of reasons that people are saying why men are facing these issues. Feminists say that, men are selfish or they need to be more emotional. Red pill guys will say, oh, it's hypergamy. You got to make lots of money. You got to get in shape. You got to have a nice car. You got to have like an Instagram that's showing off so all these women can know that you have access to quote unquote scarce resources. Which I mean, yeah, there's definitely women out there that are like that. But you got to remember, if you're trying to attract something with cheese, you're going to get rats. So I just want to put that out there. And even you see it, you will see broke dudes with women who are well off, right? And that's not like an exception to the rule. Like, that's actually pretty common given the fact that men are making a lot less money these days. So, there's good and bad things to take for it. I think guys should definitely go out, get in shape, get good jobs, do those things. But there's this idea that if you follow steps A, B, C, D, E, all the way through Z, women are just going to show up at your door and start throwing themselves at you. I promise you this is not the case. You have to have more going for you than that. And there are some guys that I've met that followed that, and they're frustrated at the end of it that they've done all this work, but there's still nobody there at the end of it all, right? So there's other parts of your aspects of your personality that you have to work on in order to make somebody want to stay around or even be interested in you in the first place. And it's kind of sad that it's presented out there that like you have to be the top % of men in order to get any kind of validation from women. Because that's just not true. It helps. It for sure helps. And it depends. Like if you're trying to get, girls who, I don't know, work at a club in Las Vegas, yeah, you're probably going to need that. But is that the kind of girl that you're really interested in? For some guys it is, but I don't think a lot of guys that's their real type, at least the ones that I've interacted with. So with that, do I think love spells can fix men's issues of loneliness? Maybe. I think it definitely can in some regards. In others, I don't think it will at all. Because people got to remember that magic actually requires a little bit of effort, right? So you can't just you can't just cast and expect it just to fall into your lap. Like you got to go out into the world. And there are a lot of different kinds of love spells. There's love spells that will bind somebody to you. There are love spells that will make you look good. There are love spells that you can cast that will look for the exact person. There are love spells that will help love foster and give more opportunity for it. I am going to be very straightforward, and I'm going to highly, highly advocate against doing love spells that bind you. Because if somebody doesn't love you, trying to bind them to you is going to end in disaster. On a subconscious level, that individual knows that the reason why the conscious is obsessed with this other person is not natural, and it's going to fight against it, and that relationship's going to turn toxic. Eventually, it can get so toxic that the person you cast a spell on will try to delete you out of existence, because that might be the only way out of it. Now, trying to do those type of spells is tough. So it's not like any, regular dude can just go out and do it. But it can be done. I'm not going to tell anybody how to do these either. I want people to go out and look on their own and figure things out for themselves. Because magic is anything, isn't a step-by-step A through Z process that will deliver results. But what I think the love spells that can help men, one, are spells that will make you look more desirable to the other sex. And most importantly, I think casting for somebody that has the qualities that you're looking for in a partner. So let's say you want somebody who is loving, kind, loves Star Wars, maybe a little quirky, has a beak nose, anything like that. Like, that would be more ideal. And then the way synchronicities will work when you go out in the world, it will pretty much open the road for you to meet this individual. There's actually a movie from the 90s called Practical Magic with Sandra Bullock, where in the beginning of the movie, she does this exact type of love spell. And it works. Albeit there's a lot of bad things that happen in the middle of that spell. That in that movie that happens, that leads to the outcome, which I think is a good warning to show that magic will take whatever current it needs in order to get the desired result. But it works. She casts for a guy, I think he has one blue eye, one green eye, and she does it when she's a little girl, and then he finally shows up later on down the line. It's a great movie. I know any woman listening to this has probably seen it. Even though I'm a guy, I love it. I also, what's her name? The redheaded woman that's a sister. She was in Eyes Wide Shut. Anyways, she's absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, anyways, that's why I'd watch it just for that alone. And then once you do meet that individual, the spell that'd probably be most ideal would be one to make that love grow. Because if love is already there, then, I wouldn't say love is already there, but the possibility for love's there, there's already an interest in there. When you cast a spell to allow it to grow, the synchronicities are going to clear out any kind of issues that could get in the way. So think of it as like a blooming plant that's not getting enough sunlight to grow to its potential. The spell will come through and knock down any kind of tree that's over it so that it can grow. This is the way I think to go about it. I don't think trying to force somebody to love you is the way to go, because I don't think it really works, and I'm not the only person who agrees with this. If there is somebody that you are in love with but they don't love you, don't do this. I would suggest doing a cord cutting ritual to cut out the feelings that you have for this other individual so that it can open up a new road to meet somebody that is better for you. But of course, this all hinges on the fact of, are you going to go out into the world and actually try to meet women and take them on dates and, learn to meet somebody again? Because I think a lot of guys have lost their social tact when it comes to talking to women. And to be realistically, most guys don't talk to women. So the fact that if you go out and talk to somebody at a random place where it's socially acceptable, they're going to be thrilled because, wow, somebody's actually wanting to walk up and pay attention to me. It will work more in your benefit than not. Unless, like, you don't take care of yourself, you have long, dirt-covered nails, and you smell like, I don't know, last week's trash. It's probably not going to work out so well. So you do got to take care of yourself to an extent. But you do got to put a little work on there to give the magic occurrent to work itself through. Because you got to remember, this is all working on probabilities, and this increases probability. Well, I thank you once again for seeing this. Today's tarot card that I'll talk about is the Lovers. So the Lovers is ruled by Gemini, which is generally associated with a symbol of the twins, two people, right? Now, intuitively, one would think that the planet that would be associated with the Lover's tarot card would be Venus, since that's usually associated with love, but it's not. It's the planet Mercury, which is communication. The only way a relationship will ever work out in the long run is through healthy communication. You have to know how to talk to other people and be able to make things work in order for you to make it in the long run. So, with that, I thank you once again for coming and checking out this channel. And if you have any friends that might be interested, male or female, go ahead and throw them a link. I would love to hear any kind of comments or any thoughts on this matter. Just because I'm always open to new viewpoints. So thanks, and have a great day.